Hey, good morning, everybody. You are looking live here at the headquarters of the Common Real Estate Group at Keller Williams here in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So we've got an office. For those of you that don't know, we have an office both at our main office location down in Briar Creek, and we also have an office here in Wake Forest. We do most of our day-to-day operations here out of Wake Forest, mostly because all the amount of coaching I was doing at one time. And with being as close to the ball fields as we are here, and at our original office in particular in Wake Forest, it just made a lot of sense to have a spot here in town to have an office. So anyhow, so again, in the old theme of Brent Musburger, you are looking live. Well, good morning to you. It's Friday. I'm excited. I got a fresh, hot, piping cup of coffee. For those of you that still need a Kima cup, let us know. We'll get you a Kima cup free of charge. We'll mail one to you. Just shoot me a private message with your address. And all we ask is that you throw a little hashtag out there that says hashtag Kima Cup. And, we greatly appreciate that advertising. It's, shameless plug anyhow. So an exciting week. I get some really cool stuff today to talk to you about. Number one coming up shortly here, I'm going to give you the ultimate life hack, truly the ultimate life hack. Those of you that know that we've been talking about life hacks here for the last few weeks, I'm going to give you the ultimate life hack when it comes to summer parties. And this is one that's going to change the way you host parties. It is going to change your mind forever. So, hey, good morning, Christine. It's good to see you. Right back at you. So, let me start, number one, by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Reality of it is, guys, we made as a company and as a community a huge difference for kids in need. So every October, we as a team, we have been, for this is our third year now, we've collected coats. We call it Coats for Kids, and a lot of people do similar things, and I think it's fantastic. We do it in October because that's the month where things really start to get cold. That's when people start transitioning from their summer closet wardrobe to their winter closet wardrobe. And for those of you that don't know, there are people like David Colgan who have multiple closets just for his own clothes. That being said, it is a time of great need for kids. This weekend we're going to have temperatures tonight. I believe we're going to dip down to 29. This coming Wednesday, they're going to dip down to 24. Guys, there's kids that go to school with your kids that we don't even know about that need coats. They need all sorts of things, but we can certainly make a difference by getting some coats together. And so that was the impetus or the way we started this thing. And, initially we wanted to just cut as many people collect. And I think the first year, I don't know, maybe we ended up 70 coats or something. And Miranda, who was with us, well, she's still with us, but she's no longer on the team. But a great friend and still a supporter of our Coats for Kids. She went and delivered and came back in tears. And so last year we chose to start partnering with Note in the Pocket in North Raleigh. And we were able to collect, I think, 154 coats last year and really make an impact. And it was something that the team got excited about. And so we brought that back again this year. And the coolest part was I was worried. I thought there was no way we would get to our new goal of 300 coats. I thought there was absolutely no way we could do that personally. We did 150. The community certainly helped us, no question about it. But, here's the reality and the truth of it is I kind of kicked in at the end to get us to our goal so it looked good. And help make a difference. This year, I didn't have to do that, guys. You, as a community, were outstanding, and I just want to tell you thank you. 331 coats were delivered. I'm still getting calls on coats as recently as yesterday, but 331 coats delivered at a time where kids are going to need them. God bless you, and thank you guys so much. I can't tell you from the bottom of my heart just how cool that is. So thank you. And to those people at Note in the Pocket that do this every single day, year-round, to gather things in need for children in need. Thank you guys for what you do. So anyhow, I say all that. I've got something else to announce in just a little bit. We'll talk about that in just a second. Something came up in my house this week. I found a box with some old photos, and I was showing Cameron some photos, and I got to thinking about it. These photos, even the more recent ones, are 10 years old. Do you still print photos? Does anybody out there, tell me right now, let me know, when was the last time you went and had photos printed? Do they still do that at like Walgreens or something? I mean, I don't even know where I would go to print photos anymore except for maybe my home printer. But when was the last time you actually went and had, a roll of photos printed or chose 10 photos and had them printed? It was fun. I won't lie to you. I mean, I've got thousands upon thousands of photos saved, but we don't go through those together. Whoops, excuse that, my phone's ringing. We don't go through photos photos like that as family. It was neat to pull those photos out, have them in your hands, and like tell a story with my son Camden last night. I thought that was really fun. So anyhow, I'm curious from your perspective, do you still print photos? And when was the last time you actually did that? All right. So those of you that have been watching Coffee Talk for a long time know that I come out here regularly and talk a little bit about my great little baseball team that I've been able to coach for many, many years. They are so important to me. You may see right here, I keep one of my team photos up on my wall because those kids are just, they're fantastic. They're kids, and they mean a lot to me. All the kids that have ever played with us mean an awful lot to me. I'm not going to get into the details. I'm just going to make one blanket statement here, but I have decided to step away from coaching. And it's not because of the kids. It's not because of the kids at all. It's not because of what happens between the lines. It's not about the time commitment. It's not about any of those things. Truthfully, it's about parents in general. And things have just changed. Listen, I'm a parent, so I'm in this group, right? We as parents have changed a lot in the last 5 years, definitely in the last 10, but certainly more specifically in the last 5 years. And I will let you debate whether parents are soft or not as hard, participation. I'll let you debate all those things, every bit of it. I just want you to know, for those of you that send me all these notes all the time or that log on and say such nice things to us, thank you. We appreciate the support. Those of you that are out there coaching right now, thank you. We certainly know that what you're going through is rewarding because of the kids, but we certainly appreciate you. But more than anything else, I have a lot of my players that watch Coffee Talk. And for the final time, last 2-3 weeks ago, I mentioned all their names. I think the sweetest sound people love to hear is their own personal name. I'm not going to go through their names right now, but I will do this. Guys, I love you, and I cannot wait to come be your biggest fan and come cheer you on wherever you're going to play. The last time I talked to you guys, it was in tears because I'm just upset about not being with you. But I'm so excited to come watch you play. Anyhow, I just wanted to take a minute to do that, and I appreciate y'all indulging me for that. Megan, yes, photos can be printed. That's awesome. So, life hacks. Guys, this is what people wait for. I've got a bunch of life hacks. So many of you have been sending me so many of your favorite life hacks, and I've got 3 or 4 to share with you. And then I've got some really interesting statistics about the real estate market, both locally and otherwise, to share with you. Life hacks, though. So let's talk about those. I'm going to need a little coffee for this one. All right, somebody sent me a life hack about testing to see whether your eggs are fresh or not. Apparently, you put them in a bowl of water. If they lay flat, they're extremely fresh. If they tilt up a little bit, they're still okay. But if they stand straight up or float, you may want to think twice about that egg, apparently. But who puts their eggs? I guess if you're making hard-boiled eggs, maybe you put them in there. This is one that my son and I love. So this is one that I'm bringing back. So if you have a car key and you put it under your chin, the one that you have a push button on your car key, it uses your skull and shoots further away. In other words, if I stood here and my car was 30 yards away or 40, I don't even know how far the distance would be, and I was hitting the button and I couldn't reach my car to unlock it for somebody, let's say, I put it under my chin and do that from this distance, and it works. It actually unlocks the car. So I don't know how good that is for you, but there's a life hack. For those of you looking to start a fire, some people, I don't know if you watch Survivor or not, but not everybody can start a fire by themselves. Not everybody has a fire starter or what have you. And if you don't want to have the mess of a newspaper, floating around all the embers, if you're looking to start a fire, great life hack, a small bag of Doritos. If you take a small bag of Doritos, they are extremely flammable. Next time, and I guarantee you this weekend, many of you are going home to burn some Doritos. But traditional old Doritos, if you light a match on a Dorito, it will burn hot and it will burn fast. So there's a great life hack for you. This one, I read about this one. I thought this was good. And then we get to the ultimate life hack. A one-letter change to all of your passwords. So if you use the letter N, or name a letter, letter O, if you hold down the key long enough, you get opportunities to use an accented version of that letter, like an umlaut in German, for example, or not apostrophe, but like I don't know what they call it, honestly. But if you just change one letter, let's say you use the word, candy in your passwords. If you use the word candy and change the N to include the umlaut above it, nobody will ever guess that. So even if you're using something that's really easy like maybe your name and a birthday. Change a couple letters of your name to have the accented letter. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was good. And then here's the ultimate life hack. This is my favorite life hack. And, I probably should have even, should have had to do this. So my dad is awesome. My dad, former military guy, he learned all sorts of cool hacks. And one of my favorites is how he butters his corn. Yeah, and it's going to change your life. So what he does is he gets a big pitcher of warm water. So something, fairly substantial, like a big vase, let's say, of warm water. So a big pitcher. And then he melts the butter and pours the butter in there. Well, what happens to the butter? It floats to the top. So you've got this much butter floating on the top of a bunch of water. So then he takes his hot ear of corn and he just sets that on the counter, and you walk by and you take your corn, you dip it into the water and pull it back out. What's the last thing it touches? The butter. It's a perfect coating of butter on your ear of corn. So there you have it, folks. The ultimate life hack for summer parties. The best way to ever butter corn. And by the way, it speeds things up. And how people like rolling their corn in the butter or cutting off a piece. And, this is absolutely an incredible life hack. And here's the other thing. And so, Jennifer, if you're on, I don't see that you are. I know you'll watch later. So this is why people shouldn't take baths. For the same exact reason. If you're filthy and you take a bath, what happens to all that dirt and stuff? It goes right to the top. They call that scum. What's the last thing that hits you as you come out of the bathtub? That butter, right? Just like buttering that corn. So I digress. All right, let's talk about the real estate market real quick, and I'm going to get you out of here. Before I do, I want to mention one thing. So in honor of my good friend Tom Dimmick, who many of you know, the most giving, smartest, funniest, truly the most giving man I've ever met. Tom Dimmick, no longer with us, a mentor to me in so many ways. As a matter of fact, I keep a picture of him on my wall out here in the hallway. Tom Dimmick was all about making sure that kids had what they needed. And this winter, for the 12th year in a row, we're going to do, through the Kiwanis Club of Wake Forest, a food drive. We're not looking to collect food. What we're looking to do is we've partnered again with Harris Teeter, and they'll provide boxes of food for us at a really, really deep discount that includes everything that you need for a holiday meal and then some, including the turkey breast and some other things. But what we do, and what I've done every year now since Thomas passed away several years ago, is we select 50 families using the Boys and Girls Club. We select 50 families in need locally, and what we do is we raise $40 per family. And every year people ask me when we're all done and we talk about this opportunity, well, I wish I'd have known I would have sponsored a family. Guys, this is your opportunity to sponsor a family. I'm announcing it for the first time. Nobody sponsored a family just yet, not even one. So I've got to collect $40 for 50 families. So if you're interested in doing that, checks are to be made out to the Wake Forest Kiwanis Club. You can call me, PM me, whatever you want to do, but I need the money as soon as possible. I'd like to wrap this up all in 1 week. So next week when I come on here, I would love to tell you that I have not only got the sponsorships, but the money to go ahead and feed these families this holiday season. So super excited about announcing that. Really, really hope you get behind us. And if you want to sponsor a family or more, let us know. And you can do that any which way you want. So let's talk about the real estate market. Interestingly enough, 1 year ago today, between the active and the pendings, this is for our entire market here, actives and pendings, meaning things that are under contract or available to go purchase, there are 14,402 combined. Now, 8,444 of those were active and available. This year, again, 14,402. This year, as of this morning, 14,780. Pretty much the same, with a slight variation. Inventory's down just a little bit. And our pendings and contingents are up. Remember that for just a second. I picked one town randomly. I went ahead and just chose Wake Forest to look at the same numbers. 849 a year ago, 825 today. But again, the actives are down. What's available is actually down. What's under contract is up. Guys, we are seeing a migration towards an even deeper inventory shortage. Now, this is the time of the year where less houses come on the market. Buyers still remain out there. We're in a transient community. But we're still seeing a bit of an inventory shortage happening in a lot of price points. You want me to tell you where we're not seeing the inventory shortage? Or excuse me, where we're seeing the deepest inventory shortage? I'm so sorry. Under $300,000, guys. It still remains and continues to remain to be a very major issue in I think across the United States, but certainly in our market. We are facing a time right now where starter homes, retirement homes, there's less and less of those available. Don't blame the builders. It's not the builders' fault. The builders are doing what they're supposed to do. They're running a business, and businesses are made to produce a profit. And because of land prices, don't blame the landowners, right? If you owned a piece of land and the zoning allowed for you to go ahead and have residential development or whatever kind of development, and you chose to go ahead and sell that land, well, I mean, that's your right as a landowner. So it's just a matter of where we are today. Now, do you want your municipality to get involved and subsidize some less expensive housing? That is a political conversation for you to have with you and your municipality. Remember, municipalities do not make money. The only way they make money is through taxes. That's any government. That's how governments make money, is through taxes. So remember that as we go through this. So we're in a situation with supply and demand are causing landowners to be able to get a premium for their land, causing builders to then have to price homes a little bit higher, and the builders are going to build to, guess what, the market. The reason builders keep building houses in the price points they're building them, guys, is because people are buying them. Now, the byproduct of that is we don't have a lot of affordable housing, and is that something I could sit here and solve for you today? No, I don't have the answer for you. But to point a finger at the builders, or point a finger at the landowners, or to point, guys, everybody has that famous guy that they can't stand. Well, they should do this and they should do that. Well, guys, it is not as simple as it sounds. Now, that being said, there is a municipality locally that is making an impact and going to be bringing some homes out. We're pretty proud of being a part of that. We're going to be bringing some opportunities in and around $225,000 and below, $225,000 and below, individual single-family housing in the town of Wake Forest within walking distance of downtown. Super excited about that. Can't tell you too much more about that just yet, but it's coming, and it's coming in 2020, and we've been chosen to be a part of that. Super excited about that. In addition to that, as you know, we've got a townhome project on North Main Street. And while there are some people that felt like that was a very controversial townhome project, we've been selected to be the team to go ahead and sell those townhomes. So we're super excited to bring you townhomes under $250,000. Again, more opportunities for affordable living. For the most underserved market, and we're working on another opportunity under $300,000. So there are many people out there working hard to try to find those opportunities. They're just farther and further in between at this time. So just know that people are concerned about those things. Everybody is, but it's not always a builder's fault or a landowner's fault. It's just kind of the market. People are buying $400,000 homes. If you owned a building business, I think that's where you'd probably build to. So are there other ways to maybe make an impact there? Yeah, I think people are trying to get creative to try to find some more affordable housing for us here in Wake County. I want to give you some statistics regarding months of inventory. I haven't done that in a couple of months. Interestingly enough, there hasn't been a huge change, nothing drastic. Our entire market right now is at 2.42 months of inventory, 2.42 months. We talk about it all the time. 5 to 6 months of inventory is a pretty balanced market. We were closer to under 2 for a long time, so that creeping up of inventory is a little surprising to me, because that's got to be at a price point that's considerably higher. And let's listen to the specific municipalities here. Fuquay Varina, 2.46 right now at the market. Knightdale, 1.95. We combine Wendell and Zebulon when we look at their numbers in order to get enough data. They're at 2.14 in that market. 2.07 in Cary. Holly Springs, listen to this. Holly Springs, 3.15. Wake Forest, 3.06. Holly Springs and Wake Forest have the highest amount of inventory out there. We're going to talk about why I think that is. Apex at 2.48, and then Raleigh at 1.93. Raleigh's a different beast altogether, of course. But let's look at Wake Forest and Holly Springs specifically with the highest months of inventory. They're running about 20% higher than the market right now. Part of that reason, in my mind, is this. So many people want to live there. Well, Peter, if so many people want to live there, why is the months of inventory so much higher? Because builders know that's where people want to live, and they went ahead and bought lots there, and they went ahead and got ahead of it. So there's I don't want to say a glutton, but there's a lot more opportunities in markets like Wake Forest and Holly Springs because they became just so popular. Keep an eye on Fuquay Varina for the same reason. So many builders have looked at the Fuquay market over the last 18, 24 months in particular, and I think you're going to see the days on market there climb time as well, not the days on market, the months of inventory, because of all the lots that were purchased, all the land positions that were purchased down there. So for what it's worth, there you go. Last thing I'll leave you with, we just hit this week 41,133 rolling 12 months worth of sales in our market. That's the highest we've been in 12 months, guys. That is the highest number in 2019. We are selling houses. Buyers are looking to buy houses. Sellers, if you're interested in talking about where your house fits into the market, contact us. We'd love to talk to you. We're considering something. By the way, let me know if this is a good idea or not. I got this from a friend of mine down in South Carolina. What do you think about having coffee and comps, where maybe we set up shop at a local coffee shop and we sit there for 2 hours and have coffee and get some work done? You can come in and see us and just quietly go ahead and figure out where your house fits into the market just on paper alone. If that's something you'd be interested in doing, let me know. If it's something we're considering doing. So if you're interested in sponsoring a family, $40. Oops, that was weird. $40 per family. We're looking to cover 50 families. We'll get them covered. But if you're interested in making a difference this holiday season, let us know. The weekend looks like it's going to be sunny but cold. If you need some help this weekend regarding real estate, call us. We'd love to help you. Y'all take care.